What's up guys, Shawn here with the Shawn Connor's Realty team at Vanguard Realty Alliance, and I'm super excited to bring you our newest video series all about living in Downingtown. And in this first video, we are going to discuss the cost of living in Downingtown, and I'm going to give you the 4 items that you need to focus on if you're looking to make a move to Downingtown. So stay tuned because it's coming up right after this. If this is your first time on our page and you want more information about living in Downingtown or about buying and selling real estate in the Downingtown area, do me a favor and subscribe to our page and make sure you hit the notification bell so you're aware of when we roll out new videos. So again, this video specifically is on the cost of living, and real quick, the cost of living is the amount of money needed to sustain a certain standard of living based on a few basic expenses. And these basic expenses are what we are going to detail today, which is housing, grocery, food, and taxes. Now, talking about housing is easy for me because I'm a real estate agent. So I want to give you a couple examples of what your mortgage would be if you bought a home at the median household value. So let's look at that right now. So for clarity purposes, I want to state that when I talk about the Downingtown area, I specifically mean the Downingtown area school district, because as you may or may not know, that you can have a Downingtown address and be in Coatesville School District. And if you're in Coatesville School District, the values can be dramatically different. So we're talking about Downingtown area school district. And as you can see, the median sold value in Downingtown last year was $395,000. Now, the great thing about Downingtown is you can find a home in the low 300s or even the $200,000 range in Downingtown Borough, and you're still in the Downingtown School District. But for the purpose of these next 2 scenarios, I'm going to base your mortgage price off of buying a home at $395,000 using both FHA or conventional financing to give you an idea. Let's look at FHA financing first. So with a purchase price of $395,000 with FHA, you can put down 3.5%. So that brings your loan amount to about $381,000 with an interest rate around 4% and the loan term of 30 years, which is average. I also took into account the average property tax for that price home in Downingtown, which is $5,500 a year. You'll be at about 0.5% in PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, which you have to have if you don't have 80% or more of value in your home, and $1,200 a year in home insurance. And if your credit rating is good, so that's between 620 and 719, you can see that your payment will be about $2,500, give or take. Now, if you're utilizing conventional financing and you can put down a bigger down payment, which is 20%, your loan amount is then much lower at $316,000. Your interest rate is lower at 3.8%. If you're doing the same loan term, 30 years, same property tax, $5,500, same insurance, $1,200, and if you still have good credit, you can see that your monthly payment is about $2,000, which is $500 less than if you're utilizing the FHA. Now, I want to point out that the average rent in Downingtown is around $1,375, and that takes into account everything from a studio to a 4-bedroom unit. So a 4-bedroom unit, the average rent is about $1,900, $1,950, give or take. So if you want to own a 4-bedroom home, you can own that for around the same price that you would rent it for, which is the benefit of owning versus renting. Next up on the cost of living list is groceries. So lucky for you, my wife and I have tracked our grocery expenses for the past 3 months. So we have a really good idea of how much it costs us, and we're a family of 3 with a toddler and 2 dogs. So our monthly grocery bill is about $1,450. Now, if that sounds too high, just know that within 10 to 15 minutes of Downingtown, there are about 15 different grocery stores that you can go to and find the best value. And for us, we pay more in groceries because we are eating at home about 80 to 90% of the time. Next up on our list is the money that we have to pay Uncle Sam. And I specifically want to talk about two important tax rates, which is the sales tax rate and the income tax rate. So the sales tax rate in Downingtown is 6%, which, as you can see, is lower than the US average at 7.3%. And the income tax rate is 4.1%, which is also lower than the US average of 4.6%. So depending on where you're relocating from, there's a good chance that you're going to be saving in taxes. And lastly, healthcare. So Downingtown is about 6% higher than the national average. Doctor's visits about 120, dentist 100. If you have an optometrist, or if you have glasses or contacts, it's about 110. Prescription drugs are 466, and vet visits about 55. Now that doesn't mean that when you go to the doctor, you're going to pay $117, because it all depends on what your healthcare plan is and what your copay is. I hope you found this information helpful, and I hope that you also have a better understanding of the cost of living in Downingtown. And if you have any questions about moving to the area, or about buying, selling, or investing in real estate in the Downingtown area, please don't hesitate to reach out. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is going to be a new video series, and I'm going to detail so much more about living in Downingtown, and I'm very excited to share it with you all. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.